What's good, everybody? If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to drop shot. For those of you who just bought the game when Epic released it for free this summer, I doubt you've ever clicked over to the Extra Mode page, and those of you that have probably only play Rumble. I will never understand why. Just kidding, but if you're here, that means that you probably spent some time playing drop shot, tried it once and liked it, or are trying to invest more time into extra modes. There are different stages of destruction as well. So basically, the ball will look like just a normal ball at first, and when you hit it, it'll just light up one tile. Then it'll break it a second time. But before then, the ball will probably start to glow when it's hit with a lot more power. Like when two opponents collide, the ball will look either blue or orange depending on what team just hit it, and it'll clear a smaller area around the tile it strikes, maybe breaking it if it's hit the same tile once or twice. Then, the last time, called the ultra damage, and the ball basically looks like it's going to burst, and it starts glowing and flashing. There's lightning kind of crackling around it, and the only thing I can say to you about that is that it better hit the opponent's side, because if it hits yours, that is some massive damage. There's a reason it's called ultra damage. It gives you like 210 points. It's crazy. When the floor is open, you just slam the ball in, or into the hole or the pit, or whatever kind of happens, and that's it. It's a very basic game mode. This game mode has a very basic concept. Just like 1v1 or 2v2 or 3v3. You hit the ball, you score. And although it's an extra mode, it really isn't that different, except that maybe your aerial mechanics have to be a little bit fine-tuned, basically. It's not like your 1v1s where you can dribble that much. There are a few opportunities where you can do a flick. Basically, all that means is that there's a few tricks that you need to have up your sleeve, and that's what we're going to get into. If you want to get better at drop shot, there's only a few things that you have to do. 1. Go into free play. Find Core 707 drop shot map to practice in. Practice your aerials and working with regenerating boost. Make sure to check off unlimited boost when you start playing. This goes for every game mode. You really can't learn to perfect mechanics or positioning if you always have full boost, because that's just not even really close to what Rocket League's about. Then in this mode, just practice hitting these tiles. Tiles are going to glow white for a minute, and then you can break them. Depending on the speed and power which you hit the ball, whether it's a teammate pinch, whether you can slam it off the wall or get an aerial shot in, just practice generating power. That's a big thing in drop shot. Just getting power off of your clears and stuff, making sure to flick over opponents if they're on the ground. Next, you can see what I'm doing is aerialing. Wall plays, although they're not always helpful, can be pretty useful, especially in lower ranked lobbies where people don't really know how to ceiling shot or anything like that. However, when you get to plat, or gold 3 around early plat, you want to stop using wall shots and start getting to aerials. They're a lot harder to predict and they're a lot harder to follow. If I do a wall shot, you can clearly see where the ball's going to bounce, and then you can just catch it before it hits your side and you've saved your team damage. But with ceiling shots, musties, anything like that, a ceiling shot mustie even, you can just give it as much or as little power as you want it to and fake out the team, and then you're going to get easy clears like that. So those are my first two tips: practicing your aerial movements and stuff in this map, and then just making sure that as you progress through ranked, you learn mechanics that apply to that rank. So you can do wall shots when you're in lower ranks like silver or gold. Once you get to plat, making sure that you can do consistent air dribbles or ceiling shots, and that'll get you right there. Damn, I was so close. So the next thing you want to do is practice being precise. Basically, I'm going to break a hole in this map. I'm going to try and get a bigger one, so you'll see me do this a lot actually in training. Trying to get a hole in the ground, so that's going to happen in just a second. And you see that hole, that's where you have to score. Not this hole, not the other ones around the map. But you want to make sure that if there's only 1 or 2 holes in the map, that you just wait for the ball to roll up, let your boost regenerate a bit, go from here to there, and try to, well, that was that was quite the miss, but just try and hit consistent shots. Now, this doesn't mean that in a game you're going to have this setup, and in a game you're going to have, it's a 3v3 mode, so you're going to have a lot of people all going after the ball. But if you can get a little bit of separation and start shooting kind of on target, or at least getting a lot of damage through, being consistent and being accurate are your two best friends. More than mechanics. You don't have to have fancy mechanics to be accurate. You just need to be able to hit the ball right where you want it to go, and that's huge. Just like 1s, 2s, or 3s, practicing flips and stuff right up to the net is going to be perfect. And then hopefully that'll roll in. Nope. God, I hate this mode. Well, we'll get it in eventually. And my last tip is to use your experience in other game modes to affect Dropshot. What I mean by this is actually what I just showed you. I just did a flip, or a flick, basically. This is going to go high up into the air. I'll let it drop for a minute. But the minute that hits the ground, you don't want to get any more damage, right? So you catch it and then flick it to get to the other side. Now that only worked because there's a massive hole in it. So I'm not saying that this will score immediately. But if you watch this replay, making sure that you have it on your car and flicking it is going to prevent anyone else who's driving towards the ball to get to it. If you can flick it over them and just get the smallest amount of damage, you're going to be set. The final thing I have to warn you about, if you haven't played Dropshot yet, or if you've only played one match and didn't really understand this, kickoffs are different. Kickoffs work like the hoops mode. Basically, the ball bounces, you've got to aerial up to it. And that is perfect practice for Dropshot, where aerialing up to the ball is going to save you a lot of damage in certain situations. And that's really it. There's not much to this mode. I hope that you guys enjoyed and that, you found a way to kind of grasp all of this content. If not, let me know in the comments what I can improve on. Extra modes 1v1 series are going to become a lot more popular on this channel as we progress, so letting me know what I need to work on or what you liked would be so helpful. That being said, a pretty no to YouTube, so like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It helps me out a ton, and maybe I'll see you in a few Dropshot matches. But until then, peace out. I'm Teagues. Thanks for watching.